Hey guys, Gijoe here, and welcome back to my bunker in Atlanta, Georgia. Happy New Year! Hope you had a great holiday season, Christmas and New Year's and all that. But getting ready for an Atlanta Axis&allies group gaming day this Saturday here in about 2 or 3 days. Hosting it here in my bunker, and so I've got plenty of maps you can see over here. I'll maybe do a video later on to show all the maps I have printed, but yeah, I'm kind of obsessed, as I think General Hand Grenade said on one of his videos. But anyway, so I need to build two kind of makeshift simple tables to make this a comfortable and enjoyable experience for everybody. I did not want to spend tons of money, so let you see what I've done here. I purchased two of these 4x8 sheets from Home Depot. And this is Birch, and I think it's 1/2. Yeah, 1/4 4x8 Birch. Sorry, 1/4 4x8 Birch. And the reason I got this is because this is what Sireblood uses for his floor, the floor of his table that the map rests on. So eventually, I'm probably going to resalvage this after I get past this weekend and use it for my other table, which would be more like Sireblood's Bloodbath tournament table. So I got two of these sheets, 1 and 2, so two 4x8 sheets. I think they ran me, I want to say $40 at Home Depot. And then I purchased 6 of these 2x4s. And I took time to really select some pretty nice wood that didn't have a lot of holes in it and knots, and that was a good color, and that was nice and straight. See, I took time to make sure that. So I have, and these cost me, I think, $2.90 a piece. So altogether, you got what, 40 times 2 is 80. Plus I bought 6 of these 2x4s at, let's just say, $3 a piece. It's another $18, $20. So for about $100, I'm going to build 2 tables here. And so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to use these 2x4s as a frame, kind of a la young grasshopper. So it's going to look like this. Essentially, the boxes will be sitting on the inside like this. The map will sit here. Of course, the frame will go all the way around. And I think I'm going to do a 45-degree cut with my compound miter saw. And then I'm going to have my dice box and all down here on the right. But I'm going to do something kind of interesting. I'm not going to build. I was going to take like a 2x2 and kind of build across here and then make all these different compartments to roll dice and store stuff. And then I realized, well, I already have these bamboo things. So I've come up with a configuration to get all these bamboo boxes. And I'll basically line my bamboo boxes over here like this. And the bamboo boxes will separate the map from my dice rolling area. So I'll show you that finished product here when I continue. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2x4s into my shop over here, and I'm going to cut them at a 45-degree angle, and then I'm going to kind of dry fit them on here before I actually screw them in. All right, so that'll be next. All right, so I got my first 2x4 here on my compound miter saw. So of course, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set this, rather than set this at a 45-degree angle, lock that in, and I've got the little laser here. So I'm going to, as I said before, I want to have these pieces that kind of connect together at a nice 45-degree angle. Just a little bit more time, but I think it's going to look a little bit better. And so we'll do this. Now, my disclaimer is I am not a carpenter, but safety is first, so we're going to definitely put on our goggles. And you want to be careful here, of course. And I know that, like Sireblood, I know he's a professional cabinet maker and other things. So cannot. Anyways, I'm not a professional at this, so this is my GI Joe version. So got my nice laser. I'm gonna do a little dry test here. Yeah, that's where I want it. Make sure it's flush, and here we go. All right, so got that done. Should probably have done it a little bit quicker, but of course you can see I got a little bit of stuff here, but I've got a sander. I'll sand that down and make that look nice. So I'm gonna flip this over. Essentially, I'm going to turn this the other way now, because this is gonna be the one side, and I want this. Let me change this here a little bit. I'm going to, yeah, there we go. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the other side, because this is gonna be like the left edge. So I want this to also be a 45-degree angle. I think it would help if I would not get that wrapped around there, so I could actually turn the saw. Put this at a 45-degree angle the other way. Yep. Come like this. And do a little dry fit. All right, so here we go. All right, so I don't know if you can see this or not. So what you have is, there's my 45 on this end. Got my 45 on this end, and so I got one of my pieces. So I'll do that 3 more times for the other 3 edges, and then I'll do the cross pieces. So we'll come back after all that's done. Okay, so got my 4 ends done. There's 2 right here, and let's show you here the other 2. So boom, so I've got this nice 45-degree angle corner here. I've got that as well. So the next thing to do is I'm going to measure the distance between here and there. Well, I know it's 48 inches because it's a 4x8. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to cut a piece here with the same 45-degree angle, and I'll cut a piece for here with the same 45-degree angle on both ends. And then after that, I'll screw it in, and I'll basically have my table top. Now, it's not an actual table because it won't have legs. That's why I have these makeshift fold-out tables will serve as the legs. Again, I have very little time to get this done, and I'm trying to go kind of a cheapo version here for the next couple days. So basically, it'll just be a tabletop that will rest on top of these 2 tables. As you can see over here, I had 1 extra table, so I have 1, 2. I have 2 of those fold-out tables like you can get at Sam's or Costco's, and then 3 here, and 1 going across. So, so essentially, that will rest on top of here, and we'll be able to throw down the map. And of course, before I screw any of this together, like I said, I'm going to cut these pieces out here, and then I'm going to sand down the tops and these corners, just so we don't get splinters while we're got our hands on it and we're picking out pieces and such. I definitely don't want any splinters from our group. All right, next step, cutting the ends. I'm not going to show that. I'm just going to measure 48 inches, cut 2 45-degree angles, and do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that, we'll screw them in. All right, so I've got a dry fit going on here, so I've just completed my end pieces. And you can see that 45-degree angle cut, and I've got it down there. So I've got all my edges and the 45-degree angles, and of course you see I've got my map rolled out, and this happens to be the grasshopper, young grasshopper Intrepid map, I believe. Beautiful, vibrant colors. So I got enough room to have my 2x4, got enough to put my little boxes. Of course, they'll be lined up all along here, and it'll be sturdy enough to where you can lean on it. And then down here, as you can see, we've got those bamboo boxes sitting right there as a border. And then I can do one of two things. I can have my dice tray here, or you know, you can roll right here in this area. And again, this is just a quick makeshift. You know, there's a lot more I could do. I could take a 2x2 or something and make some different, you know, zones and areas, or even frame this out to make it to where, you know, I don't have to have these bamboo boxes. But I'm trying to do something fairly quickly. I might expand upon this in the future, but you know, and I could maybe put some felt down here if I want. Don't want to have it so bouncy, but I would imagine probably going to use the dice box. I just like it. Oh. Anyway, so that's kind of what we have here, and the only thing I haven't done now is I need to cut the other two end pieces for the other 4x8 sheet over there. And then of course I need to screw these in, and well, I'm sorry, I need to sand these down first. I'm going to sand these down, and then I'm going to screw them in, and then I've got my tabletops. And so that when I'm done with this little Atlanta Axis&allies game day that I'm hosting on Saturday, I'll just simply take these, take them in the other end of my basement, and just kind of set them on their side off to the end. And but like I said, it's very basic. I can always spruce this, you know, painting it or staining it, adding a base with legs, maybe put in some cup holders down here in the corner or what have you, or maybe actually add in some trim, or maybe take this and actually frame this out to where it's not just bamboo boxes, but they're actually framed compartments to put stuff in. But for the time being, this will work. This will suffice and meet our needs for this Saturday. So I'm not going to go ahead and film out the rest of this, because this is basically what it's going to look like. So only the 2x4s are going to be screwed in and all that, or sanded and then screwed in. So hope you guys like. Again, nothing major, pretty simple and basic, but if this helps you anyway, just want to let you guys know kind of what I'm doing to get ready. I'm excited, hosting my first, actually my second Atlanta Axis&allies, but the first one there was like 3 guys, but now we're going to have 8, so this should be pretty exciting. So enjoy, Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time, guys. All right, guys, I decided to come back and show you my final product here. I did get these screwed in, so this is finalized, and I changed out my grasshopper out-of-box map to my cider blood out-of-box map. And I kind of like the way this looks. It kind of complements the natural wood. But so all good to go. We've got everything set up with opening set of money for everybody. Of course, we got the Allies over on this side, and over there we've got the Axis. And then over here, you know, got my little bamboo trays like I showed you in my last video. And again, this is just a rough, as I was saying before, this is just a rough table just to kind of get through this weekend, and I'm toying around with some different ideas. One of my ideas, I think, is whenever I do finalize my table, I love these trays here. I think what I might do is get one for each end, or each side rather, and then put little little corner blocks in here to get that to set in here nice and stable. Same thing over there, and that way each side will have a nice octagon dice tray, and then of course we'll trim out the rest in the middle and stuff like that. But kind of like that. This is something else I was just messing around with. And this is really rough, but I drilled a 3/4 inch hole into here, and I took these roundels here, and the ones from HBG, which are kind of thick, and I put them on top of a magnet. I don't think I have any magnets out available, but anyways, a 3/4 inch magnet, and I just glued them on top, and then I kind of pushed them down in there. And so my magnet, that's my round. So now if I tip the board upside down, this magnet would fall off, but at least it's, you know. So there'll be the rounds, obviously, the order, turn sequence rather, for Global 40, or Bloodbath Rules. And I think what I'll do on this side, might not get this done before the game on Saturday, but on this side I think I'll do the anniversary order. And that way, depending on what game you decide to play, you can just use whichever turn sequence. So anyways, this is a final product. Let me back up here. Let's get a... So that's kind of the tabletop. Again, I haven't made the legs yet, but I'll do that maybe sometime in the future. And I got tons of maps. There's my anniversary and some other maps, the grasshopper map. And so I've got one more table to make. I'll finish that. I've got all the pieces cut. I just have to sand the 2x4s for the other table and then screw them onto my plywood. So, all right, guys, hope you enjoy, and we'll see you soon.